a massive celebration to mark the end of the last vestige of Chile's former military dictatorship. "We've won," chorused this family, in the same part of Santiago that became the epicenter of protests for more than a year. Millions of Chileans who've been calling for profound social reforms had demanded a new constitution to replace the one written 40 years ago under the military dictatorship. Dressed in his Sunday best, 90-year-old Julio Carrasco went to vote in his working-class neighborhood. Not even concerns about the coronavirus pandemic could keep him at home.
I've never had a historic opportunity like this before and never will again. It's the first time that we get to participate in the creation of a constitution, that we can have an input in the judicial structure of our country instead of having it imposed. I only hope I live to see the new Chile.
On the other side of town, members of the youngest generation of voters were excited about having cast a ballot for the very first time.
This is the first institutionalized change or election that I have ever been convinced it's going to work. Because, well, this is a very important change for Chile. Apruebo.
When the vote counting began, it was clear that Chileans by an overwhelming majority had approved the formation of a constituent assembly whose delegates will be chosen by popular vote and with gender parity. They will ultimately be the ones to draft the new constitution, a process that could take 2 years. There was never much doubt about which choice Chileans would make. But now that it's official that Chileans will be writing a new constitution, the big question is, will they have the patience to wait for that change that they've just voted for to take place? Opponents of the decision fear it will create false expectations and lead to economic instability, which will only fan more social unrest.
I'm concerned about the way this has been generated. We need change, but not so drastically, more calmly.
Conservative President SEBASTIAN PINERA, who'd hoped for a very different outcome, conceded defeat in a conciliatory message to the country.
Until now, the Constitution has divided us. From today, we must all work together so that the new Constitution is the great framework of unity, stability, and future.
It's unlikely that this referendum will put social demands for a more inclusive country on hold. But at least for now, many of those who'd lost hope of change in the future feel they have achieved an important victory. Lucia, Newman, Al Jazeera, Santiago.